Okay, so I'm going to show you today on Moodboard. So how to do Moodboard. So first of all, using Figma, all right, the software we're using to design our Moodboard is called Figma. Okay, so what you're first to do is you go to Themes, okay, and then check the General tab under our subject, and you go to Classwork, and if you scroll down, you'll see Week 6 Moodboard, all right. So this is the slides that I have presented you just now, okay, and this is the asset means the files that we need to use or I will use for this demo class. Okay, so you will work on your own mood board. This demo video is to show you how I go about using Figma to design my mood board. Okay, so first is you download the zip folder, and if you open the file, you will see that inside you will see that there are this set of files lah. Okay, so these are the files that I will use for the mood board. All right, so obviously I have a logo that I have pre-designed. Okay, for your own event you can use your own creative skill to come out with a logo. Okay, it's not that important for me because it's not a logo design subject, it's a web page design subject. So you can design a simple logo for your event. All right, okay, so now that we have the file, we can start to work on our mood board. So first is you will go to Chrome or your browser, okay, and then you can go to figma.com. Okay, if you already have an account, it will log you into your Figma dashboard. This is the dashboard where you have all your files lah. Obviously you're not gonna have so many files, okay. You will have probably empty. Okay, so what we're going to create in this video is this is the mood board we're gonna design. Okay, so as I shared in the lecture, a mood board will consist of the main three elements, which is your font, your color scheme, and your image, right? So image is actually quite important because you guys need to actually figure out where you will get your image from for your website, right? So these images I get from online lah, I search from online. Okay, so you can also Google and find images online that is relevant to your event that you want to create. Okay, so it's actually very straightforward. So you can go to file, or let's say I go back to this page, right? You can go to your draft, okay, and you can click on new design, right? So this is the design file, and it will appear something like this. It's an empty screen. All right, so I'm going to name this Vibe FM, which is the demo that I'll be using lah. It's a radio station, okay, so an imaginary radio station. Okay, so to get started, you need what we call a canvas or a frame, right? This is now quite empty ma, so we need our so-called artboard or our paper to work on our file, right? So the file or the frame is actually this icon here at the bottom. We call this the frame icon, right? Or it's a tic-tac-toe or hashtag icon. So once you click on this, you will see a set of preset dimension appear. Right, so your phone lah, tablet lah, because Figma is actually like a software to design websites and application. So application and website usually already work on phones and stuff like that, right? So we will use the desktop size. So you click on desktop and click on the desktop size here, 1440 by 1024 and you see it will open up a desktop size so-called frame for you to design on. Okay, so what I will do is I will rename this to mood board. Okay, so for all your assignments you will just work on this one file, right? So your mood board, everything will be here. Okay, so today we work on our mood board first. All right, so our mood board very straightforward. Okay, so I will just go to my files that I download just now. Okay, which is this Moodboard demo assets, right? Sorry, here. Okay, and I have my logo here. I will just drag in. Very simple. Alright, if you use Canva, probably the same thing. Okay, and I will resize my logo to fit into the maybe around this size lah. Okay, next I want to put a label to say this is my logo. So I will use this T icon which is symbolized for text. Okay, and I will click on the text tool here, and I will type in the word logo. Okay, it's a bit too small, so to change the font size of my text, I can go to the right side here. I click on this logo word, and on the right side you see there is a typography section. Typography means font to put it basic. Okay, and I'm going to make this bigger, maybe 20, and I'm going to make it bold. Okay, I'm just going to keep the font as the default. The font default is Inter. Okay, all right, so that's it. The first thing we are done. All right, so now I want to draw a line here, right? Maybe to separate out this section lah. Okay, so I have my section here. If you remember just now I show you, right, I have my section on the left and my section on the right. So to draw a line on Figma, you click on this panel here and you see this little arrow next to the rectangle, right? This is the shape tool lah. Okay, so if you have used basic maybe graphic software, it's all quite similar, right? So I will choose the line tool after I click on this arrow, and I will just click on this, and I'll hold on the shift key. All right, shift key on the left lah. Okay, below your caps lock, right? If you hold your shift key, you will always keep a straight line. Okay, and you come down, so you touch from the top and the bottom. Okay, to draw like a section. So let's say I don't want my line to be so black, right? It's too disturbing. Okay, so I select on this line, and you see that a stroke here appear. Okay, so if I want to change the color of the line, which is the stroke, I click on this, and then I can change the color here. Okay, I can pick maybe a light gray, which is less disturbing. Okay, maybe A5, A5, A5. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, all the colors in the world, okay, has a associated code, right? Every color has a unique code. We call this the hex code. Okay, so the code for this color, this gray, this shade of gray is A5, A5, A5. Okay, so once you have decided on your color scheme for your own website, right, you should check what is the code and you put it down. Okay, so where I put it down, so now I'm actually going to work on the color lah. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna use the T, and I'm gonna tap here, and I'm gonna say color palette, which is the list of colors that I'm going to use. Okay, so if you need help with the color palette, you can visit this website that I have shared with you just now, right? Adobe Color, and there are many color scheme that you can find here, especially I think in the library tab, explore, right? So these are all green lah, but you can actually find, let's say you want winter color scheme, right? You can actually type in winter, and it can generate out to you the winter color scheme that you can choose. And you can see all these color scheme here has the code, you see, right? 2D4059 65768C, right? All these have color. So you just need to copy this color and you can paste it when you choose when you paste it in Figma, right? So how? So just draw a rectangle, go back to the shape tool, draw a rectangle and you just click and you drag. Okay, you can hold on shift again, it will make sure it's a perfect square. Okay, and then this is the first color, And so let's say the color that I want for my mood board for my website lah. Okay, the color is purple, a dark purple. So I will say the color of my dark purple is 2800 37. No, actually not. Let me double check. I actually have already decided on the color by referring to my previous done. Alright, so these are the color schemes that I want. Okay, 230087 AE00B1. Okay, so this one AE00B1. So this is the light purple. And if I want to copy this rectangle, I can obviously Ctrl C, Ctrl V lah. Okay, or I can just hold on the alternate button or the option button if you're on a Mac, alternate on Windows. You just hold on the alternate key and you drag, and then it will appear another exactly same, right? If you want to copy, you can also Ctrl V, and then it will Ctrl C, Ctrl V also will work. Okay, so this color correct. This one is 230087. Okay, this third color I will choose a gray. So E2, E2, E2. It doesn't matter you are capital letter or small, it will change for you. And for the black color, I will not use the full black because it's a very dark, I don't like, and it looks like I forgot to apply the color. So what I will usually do is I will use a very dark gray. Usually I will use 1A, 1A, 1A. Right, it might not be so visible, but as designer we can actually quite notice the difference lah. Okay, it's quite, if it's full black, it will look like you didn't put color in your design. Okay, and the last color is a gradient. Gradient means this. Okay, gradient means when a color transition from one to another. Okay, so to create a gradient, because you see my logo got gradient, right? Like from dark purple to light purple, right? So let's say I also want to use a gradient. You don't necessarily must use a gradient. Just because I use don't means you have a. I just have a gradient only. If you don't have a gradient, it's also okay. Alright, so I will click on this field here, and I will choose the gradient function here. Okay, so I click, and then I can pick the color, okay, that I want for my gradient. So the first color I want is actually this one lah. So this is AE00B7. I keep forgetting. Okay, and then this one is 230087. Alright, so I actually have the code here. I should put it down in my moodboard. Okay, so I will copy, I will reduce the size of this, I will unbold it. Bold is Ctrl B lah. Okay, it's the same as you use Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. Okay, and then I will hold alternate key to duplicate, copy this over and change this to 230087. Copy paste, move it to the left, to the right. This one is E2, E2, E2. This one is 1A, 1A, 1A. Okay, and since this is a gradient of this color and this color, I will just copy this over, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and put it here. Okay, let's see. So that is your color. Alright, so for your own website, you have to find your own color scheme that you want to use. You can use different keywords. Okay, they give you some normal keywords here, but you can sendiri type in the keyword that you want, or you can even create your own color scheme if you want to play around with this tool. So it's up to you. Okay, alright, so I'm going to draw a line here to cut off the section here to separate my logo section and my color palette section. and I'm going to change the color of my stroke to be the same as this, which is A5, A5, A5. Okay, all right, and now I will work on the font. Okay, so for the font, which is our typography, right, what fonts you use for your website. Okay, so I will just type in here font family. Font family means the group of fonts that we're going to use. Okay, so for fonts, as I mentioned in the lecture, you can source from a few places. Usually I will just use on Google Fonts. Okay, Google Fonts, because it's very straightforward and easy to use, and the fonts here are all free for you to use yourself. Okay, you don't have to pay, it's all free that you can use in Figma. And the good thing about Google Fonts is that in Figma, the fonts that you see here, all right, all these are actually, a lot of them is from Google Fonts as well, right? So actually means to say whatever font you see on Google Font you want to use, is likely that Figma already have, so you don't have to like install or whatever. Okay, so let's just go for the font that I decided. Okay, the font that I decided is this font, Archivo. Okay, you see this is Archivo, right? So I will just search for the font here. Since it's on Google Font, I should find it here as well. Here you go, Archivo, right? So okay, so what I do is I click on the T, I tap here, and I will type in the word Archivo bold. Okay, so this one is the font that I will use for my title lah. Okay, so let's say if I go to a website, right, let's say I go to the star, right, so you will see like that, these are title. All right, so these titles, let's say these are usually bigger font, right, and you have this called the paragraph or the body text. Okay, so here I will make this font bigger because it's supposed to be my title, right? So how I want my title to look, I will make it bigger. Okay, and then I can also change the color here. Okay, so if I want, I can apply the gradient. Okay, so I can choose the gradient and I can type in back my color 230087 and AE00B7. Okay, so you see now my font here has a gradient. Okay, means to say my title when I design my website, right, it will have a gradient like this. Okay, again, like I said, you don't really need to have a gradient if you don't want. It's just to show you an example. Okay, if I want to change the direction of the gradient, I just click on this one and I can rotate the gradient here. Okay, like that. All right, and then I will type in the font size that I use for this. So 48 point, right, because I choose 48 just now. Right, so this one I will use back my normal font. I'll make it small, maybe too small, maybe 16, and I will label the font size, and I will say here, maybe I will say here heading font. Okay, so means to say throughout my website, my font for the title or the heading lah, this is called the heading, right, must all be 48 point. Okay, next, maybe I have a subtitle, right? This website, maybe you can consider this as subtitle, which is the secondary title, right? Secondary title lah. Okay, so secondary title will usually be smaller than the heading, the first title. Okay, so here I will again type in the font I want to use. The font I want to use actually is Inter for my subtitle, which is actually the default font that we have for our Figma. Actually, this is also Inter, right? So what I do is I will type in Inter semi-bold. Okay, because I want to use Inter semi-bold as my subtitle. Same process, I will increase my font size to 32. Okay, there is no strict rule you must follow what fonts, you must set 48, 32 for a title. Actually, it depends on your own decision, your own design. Okay, just that I already know lah. Okay, I want to do this as 48. I want to do my subheading font as 32, right? So how I do this again is I hold on the alternate key, right? You see here alternate key or option key on Mac, and I drag down and I can just add this word subheading, and it's 32. Okay, so this is my subheading, this is my heading. So the last one is my paragraph. This is very common, right? So my paragraph, I will use the blind, we call blind text that I have given you. Okay, the blind text means to say is text that doesn't mean anything lah. It's just for decorative purposes, no meaning one, right? So I will open up this file and I will copy this two sentences is enough. Okay, and I will press T here, drag, click and drag, okay, and then I will place Command V, Control V. I will paste it. Okay, if not enough, I just paste 2 times long. Okay, and then to resize this, I just double click on the bottom edge here and it will resize for me, automatic. Okay, so I'll move this over, and here same thing, I will duplicate by holding the option key or alternate key on my keyboard under the letter Z, drag it down. Okay, and I will name this body text font. Okay, body text means is the body text of this part. Okay, and the font size is 16, which I think is fine, so I will change to 16 here. Okay, so when you drag around these elements, right, try to pay some attention to the alignment. Alignment means to say, right, all your font, all your element, right, cannot be like zigzag like that, then it's very messy, right? So try to align them. The software also will help you, because you see once I move here, a red line will appear to show that it's aligned, right? To show that it's aligned, so you will make sure that your design looks neat lah and organized lah and not messy. Okay. All right, so next we will move on to the next part of the font, which is, let's say our font, maybe our website have maybe like for example our website have like a dark background, right? So how does our font will look like, what color, etc. Okay, so what I do is I will create a rectangle here. I'll click and I will drag 2 rectangles first, doesn't matter what size. Okay, I will do it again. Okay, make sure they're about the same height lah. Okay, they're not about like exactly the same height. And then I want to change this to this color. Alright, so what I can do is, again, I can click on this part. I can go to change this to E2, right? Actually this and this should follow our color of 1A. Okay, okay, before this, maybe I show you another thing you should do with your color is to save your color, because like keep typing out the code is very 麻烦, right? Very troublesome. So I want to save this color so that I can easily click from here. I have this lah, but this is quite messy, right? So how can I save this color? I click on this color, I click on the plus sign. Sorry, not this one. Sorry, okay, this one, this 4 dots. Okay, click, make sure it's library, you click on the plus sign. Okay, make sure it's under style, and here I will call my color light purple, so I don't have to remember the code. I just give my color a name, right? So obviously if your color is green, then you name it green lah. Okay, don't go and name it purple. Okay, so this is light purple. Okay, I'm going to click on this color, I'm going to click on this 4 dot plus, and I will save the second color, which is dark purple. Create. Okay, and then same process. Okay, click on the color you want to save, click on this 4 dot, add, make sure it's under style. Don't make sure it's not variable, make sure it's under style. E2, E2, E2. Oh sorry, no, this is light gray. Sorry, today I'm sick, so my brain a bit fried. Undo. Okay, save this color, add light gray. Or gray is fine since you don't have another gray, right? This one I will call it black. It's not full black, but I just call it black. And this one I will save, I will call it purple gradient. Okay, so now I have saved all my color here. So actually it's very easy for me if I want to apply this color. Okay, I just select on the things that I want to change the color, right? I select on this rectangle, then I click on this 4 dot. Now you see my colors are here, so I can just choose light gray, I can just choose black, right? It's easy for me to change the color. If I want to change the color of my my fonts or anything, I can just click. Okay, so here I want it to be black. Alright, so now coming back to this, I want to resize these two shapes. So I select both of them together, just use your mouse, click and drag, and there you go. Just drag it so that they are the same size. Okay, and now I will just copy and paste my text over to show. Okay, let's say my background is light gray, right? I will copy, I will paste. Okay, actually you can just copy paste and then you just drag it like this. Again, try to make sure they align nice. Okay, this one copy paste and then drag it here. Okay, sometimes you will see that this thing is behind the gray background, right? So it's okay, we just select this gray background, right click, send to back. Okay, right click on your mouse, send to back. So it will send to back, and then now all our things will be in the top of the item. Okay, so this one too many text, it's okay, I can remove. I don't have to keep everything, it's all meaningless anyway. Okay, so means to say even when my background is light gray, my color for my text will all be the same as the background is white. Okay, but now I have this black background, right? So I send to back first. Same thing, I copy and paste, right? But you notice now when my background is black, it's hard to read. Actually, if it's my text, I cannot read at all, right? Because it's the same black color. So never mind, this one I will change to gray, so it's easy to see. These two I copy, I paste, I drag over also. Okay, I can't see it now, but it's there, so I will change to light gray as well. Okay, so all these are actually design decision that you make yourself, right? You don't have to exactly follow my color scheme or my my pattern or my you know, like you can have, let's say you have 5 different colors, these can be different colors. Okay, even if you want to arrange your mood board differently, even better. Okay, you show your own creativity. Okay, alright, so now we are done with the color scheme, we are done with the font. Now we move on to the image. Alright, so same thing, I'm just going to copy and paste. Image is very quick, right? Just copy and paste the title, and then here I will change the word to images. If your website want to use cartoon character or whatever, you know, cute icons, also can, no problem. Okay, but you need to be able to find them online lah, unless you have the creative skill to draw or to create, then it's fine, then you can do it. If not, then you want to try and find online. Okay, so images is very straightforward. Just go back to the file that I have created, right? Downloaded, and I'm just gonna drag all my images in here and just do a bit of resizing. Okay, because obviously they are all too big, so I just select everything and I resize. Or if you want, you can just drag one by one also can, right? It's slower lah, but it works, right? So let's say this is my guy here, my DJ. Now make sure when you drag in things, make sure that your thing is inside the frame. Okay, because like you see now, this DJ, my DJ photo, right, is outside the frame. It's outside the mood board. So even though it's appear inside, right, but when I export this later as a PDF file, this guy will not appear because it's not inside the frame. Okay, so if it's outside the frame like this, make sure you drag it in, make sure it's inside the mood board. Okay, so then when you later when we export this as a PDF, right, your image will be there as well. Okay, it happens a lot sometimes when students design nice, then they export the PDF. Hey, why my image not there, why my text not there? Is because they are not inside the frame. So all your items need to be inside the frame that you are drawing in or designing in, so to say. Okay, so I will drag in my DJ photos and make sure that they are all inside. Again, the arrangement is up to you. There is no fixed layout that I set. Okay, you just drag the corner and you resize the image like this, and then you just arrange it how you want it. Okay, maybe I will put in a studio image. Too many DJ already. Okay, you can make it smaller lah, actually. Doesn't, you know, it's fine. Okay, so the mood board is supposed to show the mood of your website. So the color you chose, it actually should appear in your mood board, right? The color you choose should actually appear in your mood board. You cannot, let's say I have a red here. Let's say I have a red here. But in my mood board, right, totally no red, you know. Like I never use it for my font, I never use it for my background color, I never use it for anything. So then it doesn't show me the full mood lah. Alright, so your mood board should utilize all the color that you have set, but doesn't mean that you have to use all of them the same amount, as I said in a lecture. Okay, some color can be more, some color can be less. Alright, so for example, in my mood board, right, actually the biggest color that I use actually is white, you know, because of my background. My background is white for my website, right? So just that I didn't include here. Okay, so if I want, I can also drag in another one here, and because it's white, you can't really see, so I will add an outline here and I will choose this to be white. Okay, so white, the code is F F F F F okay, 6F. Okay, F F F F F. So you can use this to show white lah. Okay, if you don't want this one, I will use a light gray as the stroke. Right, so it's not really visible, but okay. So let's say I want to use my gradient more. I can draw my gradient maybe here. Maybe I can add like a graphical decoration here. Maybe do here more space. Okay, and I will apply my gradient here. Okay, and since it's not really visible from top to bottom, let me change the gradient. I unlink this, click on this, and I can rotate. Oops, I don't want to change, I want to change this. Click this, rotate. Okay, gradient. Okay, like that. Done. Okay, I don't know why just now it was top down, but never mind. Okay, so yeah, so at least you see your color, your mood that you want for your website to be shown on the mood board. Okay, so I have maybe just add one more last photo lah. Okay, here. Okay, so again, you can design your mood board in whatever arrangement you want. You don't have to follow exactly my arrangement. You can use your own creativity, which is what I want to see actually. Right, you can put your image up here, down here, left, right, up to you, doesn't matter. Okay, have fun, play. All right, okay, so the last section, I know I talk about logo, I talk about color, font, and images in my lecture. Okay, but for website, when we do a mood board for website, we have one more component, which what we call web element. Okay, so I'm gonna use this section to draw my web element. Okay, so this web element is usually like my icons, my buttons. Okay, so because website have a lot of these little icons, these buttons, right, that we will see in website, right? So sometimes, not sometimes, so actually what we do for Moodboard for website, we also include this little icon. All right, so what I do is first I will label here, I call this web elements. Okay, and then I will draw out my button. Okay, so my button I want to use what we call a peel button design. Peel button design is you have seen before lah. Peel button looks like this lah. Alright, it's like a rectangular but with a curve left and right. We call this peel, P-I-L-L, peel button, because it looks like a freaking peel, right? So so what we do is I click on this rectangle first. I will draw my button here. Okay, I got the size for now, and then I will type in the word button. Okay, so let's say, okay, this is how I want my button to be, black, and my button I want it to be the normal version. I want to be light gray background, and to create the curve, right, to create this curve, you see this curve here, right, you can just come here, select this rectangle and go to the corner radius. Corner radius is literally the corner, right? So how much you want, you just give a big number. Okay, so let's say I put 50 lah. It will curve a lot until it become a full semicircle. Okay, but if I put a little, you see it's a little semicircle, right? So you can control the curve, depends on the design you want. If you want your design to be like this, it's fine. If you want your design to be like this, it's fine. If you want design like this, it's fine. You don't want, just do full square, also okay, based on your own design. Okay, up to you. So for my button, I will do the simple one where I will just curve fully. Okay, your button doesn't have to look like this. Your button can just be a word also can. Like you see the star, right? This button is just a word. Only when I move my mouse over, what we call hover, right, you have a background color, right? This button, these are all buttons, you see, right? These are all buttons, right? Yeah. So different design. In one website inside can have a few button design. Okay, so for me, my normal button, let's say, is this lah. This is my normal button. Okay, this one. But when I move my mouse over, like how I move my mouse over this one, right? I want it to change color background. So what I do is I select these two together, I Control C, I Control V, then I can drag it to the right. And here I want it, I will call it hover. Hover means my mouse move over. You see, when I move my mouse over, you see change color on the background, right? Right, right, red, right? So means when I move my mouse over this, I want this background color, I want it to be gradient, and I want the font to be light gray. Right? So means when I design my website later, when I move my mouse over this button, right, it will become look like this. So this is what it means by hover. Okay? So this is the web element. Alright? So I can also add in different, let's say, like for example, if I look at this website, like here also got buttons one. Okay, but this is the footer lah, so they don't really have a lot of different highlight effect or hover effect. But let's say I still have lah. Okay, let's say I have a section when my buttons are light gray. Sorry, my background is light gray. So now my button cannot be light gray already because it's the same color, right? And when my button, my section is dark, it's black, right? So maybe black I can still maintain. Resize this. Okay, so I will select these two, copy and paste here. Okay, right now it's at right now I drag over. Wait, let me copy again. Control C, Control V, and yeah. So right now you cannot really see my normal button because the normal button is the same color as my background, right? So what is the solution there? Well, you can either make this dark purple, or you can change the color. Maybe you can use black, and then the button you use, like the word you use, light gray, also can. Or you want to go with a different design option, you can add a stroke, which is the outline of the button, also can. Again, design is not mathematic, right? You can decide, as long as it doesn't look ugly, it's good. Okay. Okay, I'm losing my voice already. So okay, so the last one, same thing, Control C, Control V, and then I will drag them together. Now I think it's at the back, so I will click on this black background and send to back, and there you have. Okay, so to select the button, you hold on the word and the background shift together, hold on the shift key together to select more than one thing, and then you can adjust them. Wait, why I got two one? Okay, then you can adjust them, align it. Like I said, make sure your alignment all is proper. Okay, all right. Okay, so actually I also have icons one. Okay, I also have social media icons that I provided to you here, but I don't know, I don't think you guys have AI file. Okay, this is the social media icon. Okay, but no worry, I will give you the social media icon in Figma. Like for example, I already have the social media icons here. Okay, I will give you guys the social media icon. So for now, I just play cheat a bit lah. Okay, I copy, paste this over. Okay, and then I find a place to adjust a bit to show you my social media icon. Okay, because you guys don't have Adobe Illustrator, I think, right? Even I also don't have, because it's so expensive, but I have my ways. Okay, so let's say I also will show like, wow, I got social media icon, how it will look like. All right, so it's the same process. I just draw a circle, I just copy and paste my icon inside, and then I have my social media icon. Okay, I'll copy this also. This one I do a bit detail, because this one I do for graphic design student, so they have to think a bit more detail, like, okay, doing for a radio station, right? What are the web elements we'll have in a radio station? But for you guys, I just do a simple one. Okay, a simple version of the Moodboard, so you guys don't stress out like crazy. Okay, most important on the Moodboard is to show me what is your color scheme, what is the font choice you use, okay, what is the style of images you will use. Okay, yes, basically that's it. All right, so I want you guys to work on your Moodboard, decide on the color scheme, decide on your font, find some images that you can get hold of online that will suit your website. Okay, and then do the web elements, draw the button. Again, your button doesn't have to look like this. Like you see different website, some button, right, is just like no background, only when you hover only got something. When I move my mouse over, got underline. It's quite straightforward. I mean, you don't have to do too complicated the button design. Okay, normal website is quite standard. Okay. Alright, so I will end the recording here. So Figma, you definitely need to have a lot of practice, okay, to familiarize yourself with the software. But if you know how to use Canva, or drag and drop all these things, I think shouldn't be too hard for you to pick up lah. Alright, so watch this recording and then show me your Moodboard during consultation. Alright, thank you very much.